see our talents have gone beyond the mere physical level. Our skills are now at the point of spiritual insight. I have some questions. What is the next technique you want to achieve to handle technique?
It's your boy Lil Derik. It's always more music. People saying that I changed, it's a new me. Got me wondering if they ever really knew me. Always knew I was destined to be in movies. Whoever knew be my life that started to move me. 12th grade year, I was always in detention. Writing rhymes all day, I was on a mission. I was a magician, probably had your girl missing. I need proof.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 19 of the Mine is Mine podcast. I got my boy Lil Derik. Part 2. Welcome back, bro. You the first one to have a part 2 on the show, man. How you feeling about that?
It's an honor, man. I appreciate you having me again. You know, we unfortunately had to cut our first conversation somewhat short. Yeah. Just as we was, getting ready for the big show at Pops at that time.
Yes, sir.
And again, getting ready for another big show coming up on February 28th. At the Dark Room, the very historic Dark Room. This is a dream performance for me, something that I talked about doing last year, and I said I'm gonna get that locked in. And by the end of last year, I had the slot locked in. We hadn't announced it yet, but I knew that I was gonna get a chance to grace that stage. So again, very appreciative of you even wanting to have me back and finish our conversation, but also I feel like so much more has happened since then. So it's so much more for us to talk about now.
For sure, man, for sure. And I mean, the intro kind of gave it away. Like the first 3 words that I want to talk about is Enter the Dragon. You finally dropped it. We were talking about it a little bit because at that point you haven't really like teased it at that point because you made the big teaser at Pops, which you actually came out to the intro, which I just played. And that along with Keep Trying and Stay Still has had me in the chokehold for the last day or two, bro. So I just want to talk about the album experience and how you've been feeling about it since you dropped it back in January, and what's the type of reception that you've had since you dropped that album, because it's great, bro. Like, you weren't kidding when you said you were a big fan of Currency and Harry Fraud and Cardo, because I hear that sound, but it's in your own distinct way.
Yep. Man, it's has been the most fun that I've had post album, honestly, just because I haven't been stressing it. I haven't been stressing like the content, because I had a lot of content already made. I still got plenty of content that I haven't posted. I got content that I still have to edit, you know what I'm saying? But I had so much done that I didn't have to be like, oh my God, I'm dropping on Friday, on Saturday I gotta shoot 25 pieces of content and then spread it all over the next, you know what I'm saying? I had photo shoots that was stacked up. I got performance footage stacked up. I got, short form content. And I'm gonna go out and shoot some stuff. I got videos in the safe. I got a couple music videos in the safe actually that I haven't even finished editing yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So from that standpoint, it's been very less stressful than some of my other releases, because being an independent artist, I do everything for myself. I make my content. A lot of times I'm editing music videos myself. I'm doing all of my submissions to podcasts, to playlists, to blogs, the whole 9. I do all of that myself, and I really haven't been stressing it or rushing it too, because a lot of times I feel the need to rush and get everything done that first week.
Yeah, for sure.
And this time I really wasn't able to, because of all the different things that I'm doing now compared to before, when I wasn't, I didn't have all the new hats that I have over the the end of last year. I would have time when I dropped the album to spend that entire first week doing all of that stuff myself. I haven't been able to do all of it, but it also has allowed me to allow the album to breathe organically and do its thing without me submitting it to a bunch of people. Let's see what the people that I mess with, the people that already mess with me, or the ones that I mess with as well, of course. Let's see what they do. Let's see how they help me spread the album. Let's see how the album just naturally grows and pops up on people's Spotify's and pops up on people Apple Music, and all of the new people that I've met and connected with, like we talked about it. I'm a substitute teacher.
Yeah.
It's a fellow substitute teacher who she doesn't work in our building, but sometimes she'll be there every now and then helping out. You know, she's not a permanent, but she comes to the building. And I ran into her and she literally was like, I was just listening to your music. Da, 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 you know what I'm saying? I really love this song from the album. I really love this song from the album. You dope. Keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So seeing that just shows me that this music is, if I let it do its thing organically and then I come in with like everything that I know about running ads, everything that I know, all the playlists that I still need to submit to, all of the blogs that I still need to submit to, and I'm gonna get it done, you know what I'm saying? But I haven't felt the pressure to make that my only form of promotion, because I do have a solid fan base right now that is promoting the album for me. Literally every single day I got people promoting it for me, sharing my songs all over the world. Just at this dude, let me see exactly where Kid Philly is from. Let me double check, because I want to say he's from Germany, and he just shared my stuff like bright and early this morning. You know, probably a little more in the afternoon for him, but you know what I'm saying? Like just stuff like that just goes to show that it's doing. He's from Munich. Yeah, that's Germany, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think Munich.
I believe so.
So
yeah, I ain't never been there though.
Yeah, man. One day,
for sure, man.
Yeah,
you go on tour,
Germany. So yeah, so you know, just having people like that from a whole nother side of the globe. Again, I've never been there. I know him through Twitter, and he's an artist himself, and he took the time out of his day to share my song on his story, thus sharing it to people in a whole nother country that I've never been to, that I've never met, that probably don't know who Lil Derik is, that heard this snippet, and it's not like, damn, who's Lil Derik? Let me go check him out. You know what I'm saying? And of course, it's not 100% conversion rate, but I've been really allowing things to happen organically because I really saw that. And I was going to do it the first weekend, because literally, I'm telling you, like Friday when the album dropped, I'm submitting stuff. Typically, I'm spamming blogs, I'm spamming playlists, I'm trying to get stuff out there to the masses. As well as social media posts. And, you know, I did my several social media posts over that weekend, but majorly I saw such just that the reception that I wanted. I got the reception that I wanted from this album. I wanted people to tell me this is your best project, Derik. Like, especially those that have been there for years and have heard all of my projects, to tell me you got one. This is a classic in your category, in your catalog, excuse me, already. And I was getting a lot of that, so much love. Of course, first weekend, people telling me how beautiful certain songs was, people telling me how dope the album in general was, to everybody telling me their favorite songs. And that happens a lot for me on drops. I'm very fortunate to have a very supportive fan base and community that tells me what they enjoy from my music and gives me that encouragement, because I think every artist, as much as we don't necessarily seek validation, encouragement goes a long way when people are telling us, hey, that song that you made inspired me. Hey, that song that you made my day. That song that you made saved my life. You know what I'm saying? So those are the type of things that'll inspire us to keep going hard and let us know, okay, I'm on the right path with this. I may not be where I want to be yet, but I'm on the right path. So that was a big thing for me. And then Monday, I believe it was the Monday right after the album dropped, or it was what?
Because you dropped it on the 5th?
10th.
10th?
January 10th. So yeah, I think it was the Monday right after we dropped. Yeah, because that was the first day of my that was the first game for my 6th graders. Okay. So
that's one thing we got to talk about too. I don't think we talked about you as the basketball coach.
Oh man, I got some news for you.
Oh, okay.
I can't tell you everything though. I can't tell you everything on camera. I will tell you some things off camera.
For sure.
Oh my God, this has been a crazy 48 hours for me. I'm not gonna lie. But it really goes beyond that. But so that Monday after I dropped, my homie 96 Chris, who from Chicago, stays in Chicago, he'll be here for the show on the 28th. If I got signed today, he'd probably be my manager. Like, he has heard every Lil Derik song, like even my old, I won't say every, he might not heard every, but he heard pretty much every Lil Derik song. He still has like my mixtape that was on that Piff on his laptop saved. Like he's got the oldest Lil Derik stuff that you could think of.
Does he know about the made up scripts that you and your uncle made for WWE though?
Yeah. He know, I was whooping him on WWE last night. Actually, I whooped his ass on that mug pretty bad because he was talking about he could beat me. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, there's levels to this. You decent. I told him like you decent at the game, bro. But I play NBA 2K, but WWE is that's my game. You know what I'm saying? We talked about that. Like that's my game right there. It ain't too many people beating me in that game. But you know, like I said, that's bro. That's somebody I consider a brother. So he called me, and like I said, he's listened to pretty much all of my music. He's been very instrumental in my career in many different ways. I think because we talked a little bit about the acting. So like when I was staying in Chicago, I was staying with him, sleeping on his couch, sleeping on the floor some days. You know what I'm saying?
We did talk about that.
And bro would sometimes take me to my gigs. If he was free, he'd take me to the movie sets and stuff like that. So bro been really influential and helpful on all aspects, music and the acting stuff, the modeling. When I did the Jordan gig, when I went to Chicago, hey bro, can I stay with you? Boom, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like also helping me cut expenses from having to like pay for hotels and things like that.
For sure.
When you got a good friend that you can, you stay at their crib. You know what I'm saying? So he hit me. I was out to eat with my lady and at High Point. Shout out High Point.
High Point, man.
St. Louis stuff. I had this. That's what I had to shout out High Point. But and he was just telling me like I finally got to like fully listen to the album a couple times and sit with it, and like this is by far your best work, and I don't think you should drop any. Cause I don't know. We talked a little bit about it, just how consistently I had dropped over the previous years, and he was saying like, please do not drop anything else for a minute. Like you need to sit on this album and continue to push it and continue to promote it and make sure that it doesn't lose its spot on like the top of my Apple Music and Spotify to where that's the first thing that people see. We want that to be the first thing that people see I'm on the same page. You know what I'm saying? We want that to be the first thing that people see when they look at my page. When you see Lil Derik, I want you to see this album. I want you to see what we put into this album and how great this album is. You know what I'm saying? Like I got we got 15 songs on the album. Yeah, 15 I think. So the reception has been, like I said, everything that I wanted, and I haven't felt pressured to rush it because I'm like, oh, I got something else coming out in a month, so let me really push this album down everybody's throat. Now I have the chance to pause. Now I have the chance to let everybody else.
No Diddy.
Now I have the chance to let everybody else fully digest the album, enjoy it, live with it. Even the music videos, I dropped 2 music videos the first week. Now I'm thinking like, we literally about to be a month in 5 days. So maybe February 10th I'll drop another one because I don't have a Valentine's Day video yet, but I do have time to shoot one if I wanted to.
Oh, first, so and you got plenty of sonnes that will hit that vibe
I could
as
do
well.
Something like that with. If I might have to, but this next week for me ain't looking too good. I'll be real.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put this in focus real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah, this next week may not be the best for me to actually go ahead and shoot something, but nonetheless, like I said, now it's like, okay, here go another music video for y'all because I have things in the safe. Okay, here goes more content for y'all because I have things in the safe. So I really am proud of myself and what I did with this album. I got kids at the school that come up to me literally on, what was that, Monday? Yeah, that would have been Monday. It wasn't yesterday. No, it was actually yesterday. It was yesterday. Some kids had asked me, you know what I'm saying? They knew my first name because they so nosy. They had figured it out a minute ago. They was looking at my daggone name tag. They was like, oh, your name's Derik. So they had figured out, looked up my music on Spotify and Apple Music, and they start listening to it. It's like, this is really good. This is calming. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we were talking about that, and I love to see the reception that you get from the younger generation, because you were talking about how you heard their music taste, you weren't too fond of it and everything, but how they were still able to accept you and where you come from and the styles that you integrate as well is always always a blessing to see, for sure.
Yeah. And you know, it shows me too that, like, look, this is, and I don't try to do too much yet. You know, it's a lot. I ain't gonna say it on camera why I don't. But I understand that this is access to a different fan base that I didn't have working in the school. Yeah. And I am going to take advantage of it. I have to, you know, be patient with it, find the ways to do it. Things at this school are done different. And there's a lot of things that I think that I would run it differently if I was the principal on certain things. You know, he got his prerogative. He has his choice. That's his decision on the way he does things. But like,
you had Pattonville, you said?
Nah, U City. I've had several people. Okay. Honestly, I think if I was at the high school, I probably would have already performed for the kids. But I've had a couple kids ask me, and I've had a couple teachers ask me, why don't you perform in front of the kids? Why don't you do that? And I'm like, y'all don't even be having assemblies for real. Like, how? What am I gonna pose to the principal when we rarely have assemblies as is? You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't really have too many assemblies and things like that. Which, like I said, I understand it. Some of the kids are bad, but like, you know, it's a way to monitor that and be like, hey, if you got so many referrals, you can't go to the assembly today. Like, that's how I would do it. You know what I'm saying? If I was the principal, but you know. Maybe one day, maybe end of the year, I know they do this big like teachers versus staff, teachers versus students basketball game or whatever. So I may try. You gotta shine. Let me perform at halftime too. You feel me? I'll play and then let me perform a song at halftime. It's gonna be clean.
I mean, you drop 25 in the first half, perform, and then 25.
50 ball on them kids' head. You know what I'm saying? So you know. Like I said, it does give me access to a whole new fan base. They love me so, and like I said, that just shows the album reception again. They listened to a couple songs off of the album and was like, "Hey, this is really, really dope." You know what I'm saying? Like, you actually can spit. You know what I'm saying? This music is actually good. It's not nothing that you just gonna turn up and go crazy to necessarily. Maybe I got like one or two turn up songs on that on Enter the Dragon at least, but it's something that you can vibe to. For sure. I'm saying? So the fact that they can vibe to it, the fact that all of my peers, younger, older, my students, my basketball players, like everybody that has heard it has enjoyed this album. I haven't had anybody be like, man, I think you should have took this song off. Man, I don't think this song is good enough. Man, I don't think this is your best work. I still think such and such is better. I'm having people tell me like what my goal was, which is why, like I said, I took so long to finalize the album and actually put it out, because I was stressing to make sure this gotta be the best. This gotta be my best one. You know what I'm saying? Because I spent so much time on it. Two, I just know everything that I know now. I knew I needed a piece of art like this that I can push for a year straight. Make a music video to damn near every song with everything that I know about making content. And of course, you know, certain things are changing. The way content is consumed and the trends and things are always changing, and I don't really try to go with the trends at all. I make what I like. I make the type of content that I like. I make content that is based on my life and just me. You know, I could be out somewhere and be like, damn, that'd be a good shot. Could you hold this camera and shoot this video for me right quick? Boom. Like, I'm not going out my way to follow the trends or do what other people are doing as far as their content. Like, I come up with my own ideas and I make sure that I enjoy it. So everything that I know, everything that I've been learning, the fan base that I've gained over the last few years, I knew like that if I'm gonna make this a big project and make it a big deal, it's got to live up to that hype. And I do feel like Enter the Dragon fully has lived up to the hype that I created around it for myself and for other people.
100%, man. And I was there for a good amount of part, like you putting in that effort And like I was in the studio sessions, but you going around performing, the Pops performance was great. I think you, along with KB and John, were definitely the best openers and brought the hype to what Brandon brought that night. But also, it's like you also shifted more perception towards the project that you have now. And my favorite thing about the project is that your production isn't too crazy to the point where our ears go towards the production. It leaves it so much wide open for you to just spit and get whatever is off your chest. And that's why, like we were talking about, I feel like you will go great with an Alchemist type of beat or a Madlib type of beat, because you can spit. We know that. Like, we know that you have bars. We know that you have crazy flow and that you can turn in many different directions with that flow. But my favorite thing about that project, hands down, is the way that you presented yourself and also how the production catered to you rather than being on two different wavelengths. So shout out to your producers. I don't know, I haven't went deeper into like everybody.
I got a bunch on that album, man. Yes, all of them deserve a shout out. Let's see if I can name them off the top of my head. I feel like I'm gonna forget somebody. Because we got Cali Beats and Master Lee. Well, let's say Cali Beats, Master Lee, Skip the Kid, Dope Shine, Rillo, D-Ferg.
Yeah, you had high regards for Skip the Kid last podcast.
That's my boy. Skip my dog, man. Who am I forgetting? Authentic, who is one of the first people I've ever worked with off of YouTube. For real, like really worked with. And, you know, we have each other's social medias. I'm always tagging him and stuff. Cause you know, I'm like anybody else. When I first started rapping, I was stealing beats off YouTube. I mean, I wasn't making no money off of it, so it ain't like I necessarily stole it and made some money off of it. But I was taking beats off YouTube and just, you know, putting it out. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, that's what Doshi did with Denial is a River. She got that from she got that from MF Doom type beat. And she just won a Grammy.
And the crazy thing is for me with that is that I see it as a stepping stone. You know what I'm saying? But literally with him, I saw a beat that I liked. I'm like, I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy some rights to this beat. I'm not gonna buy the exclusive, but I'm gonna lease this beat. That way I make sure, you know what I'm saying, I pay this man some money. I have the rights to this. So if this song blows, because I know how dope this beat is, and I also want to eventually maybe work with this guy. So it's like, let me establish a relationship. He didn't reach out to me. I didn't reach out to him directly. So it's like, my best way to reach out to you directly and even get you to probably even notice me is for me to actually cop a beat from you. He had a nice beat sale going on. I ain't gonna tell y'all what it was, but he had a very, very generous beat sale going on. I got 3 beats for a very, very nice price. And then I came back. I think I brought like 2 more from him, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So I think he has the most, ironically, because that was kind of our first time really working together. And honestly, I think he helped really me figure out what I wanted this album to sound like, to be honest. I think he got like 4 on there. Because he got Hard Work, he has Queens, he has Pictures. Maybe it's just those 3. I think it's just those 3 that he has. But Authentic has 3, and I think that was the last person. I don't think I had anybody else, because I said, my boy Jawai Span, shout out Kinfolk. Ferg on there. My boy OG known for smoking. RW too. I forgot about RW. My bad, RW. You already know we locked in. Double Dragon, man.
I got a gag question for you. Did you wash Brandon Michael Lewis on Hard Work? I want him to hear this too. So
weak. I don't think I watched him. It's definitely one of them where like I feel like honestly, that's probably the best feature I've ever received, if I'm being honest, I think. And I've received some really, really dope features from people. So no knock. And no knock to my brothers Les and Reed Starks Cause ours, a lot of ours is a collab project, and I got one feature from both of them. I got one from Les that's like a good where but I would say with this one, I won't say I washed him. I don't even like the word washed. You know what I'm saying? Because washed insinuates I have features that I definitely washed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where but like, Brandon, it's not even close. But Brandon, I feel like people can. Some people may feel like he had the better verse. Some people may feel like I had the better verse, and I won't tell them that they're wrong.
Y'all were neck and neck.
Because I think it was, that's what I'm like. Personally, I think it was neck and neck. Like, and it wasn't like to the point where when he sent me the verse, I'm like, well, I was like, damn, this shit hard. But it didn't make me say, I knew what I did on the track already, so I didn't feel like, damn, this nigga snapped. I'm finna change my verse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't
it was more
like
of a compliment than a competition.
Damn, and then the way he kind of took what I did and flipped it to his own, and kind of our verses really mirror each other. If you listen to them for real, you can see that our verses somewhat mirror each other as far as our flow, our cadence, and things like that. So, I feel like that was a good gag question. That was a great gag question, but like I'm not gonna say I watched him on that song. I feel like I said, I got a lot of features, especially in my time where I was just in the studio and a homie that don't even rap for real would be like, let me get on a song. Never again, because I watched every one of them motherfuckers. Yeah, it did nothing for me. You don't even have a fan base, so it did nothing for me. You didn't have a better verse than me. Your verse might have been whack, and I kept your shit on my song. I'll never do that shit again. If you're not rapping and taking this shit serious, I'm not going to put you on a song. I'm not going to do that. I was just literally on the phone with my little brother. When I got her, I was on the phone with all my daddy's kids. So my little brother's 17. He got some little studio equipment and shit, but he talking about, I'm not really trying to take music serious. I'm just doing it for fun. I'm like, all right, good. I'm glad you told me that, because if I take you under my motherfucking wing, this shit ain't for fun.
Yeah, no, we
making money off this shit. So I can put you in a position to make some money off this shit for real. And you a young cat at that, and you can spit. You smart. You know what I'm saying? You got some little bars and shit. But if you're not trying to take it serious, I'm not trying to work with you on music. I'm just, because this is my life. You know what I'm saying? As much as I do other things, music is my life. So, but yeah, shout out Brandon Michael Lewis, man. He killed his verse on Hard Work. But yeah, I definitely think between him, even on the album, like MC Mills, she killed her verse for sure. That's the homegirl, MC Mills. She snapped. Rapping, my boy After Hours, he took Taking Flight to a whole nother level. I love his verse on there. Like, I just, and I got a solid amount of features. KZ Smooth on Keep Trying. That poem is amazing.
Yeah, man. I've really been getting connected with KZ and just seeing like the talent that he has. I have an interview that I'm gonna drop with him tomorrow. On the TG page. Shout out to Truly Gifted. Shout out to Brandon Michael Lewis, by the way.
Coming up on there too.
Yes. I was thinking about either posting it on Thursday or right before your feature on Friday.
Yeah, let me know. Make sure you make me collab. I don't know about everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Make me the collaborator.
I got
want
you.
That shit on my page too. That's how I do. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit it and make it look nice and everything, so it's not just something that looks like it was on the story or anything. Yeah.
Maya McGrocery, she went hard on her poem on Red Wine. Like I overall feel like feature wise, this is my best. I got the best from everybody that I ever got, because I feel like as far as having this many features, I say previous albums that I've had this many features, I feel like there may have been like one or two that was like, it was alright. It was alright. It was a homie, probably back then. It was probably the homie, and I was like, okay, I let him get on the song. It was what it was. But I feel like every single feature on this, for me to have, like, I got 15 songs. I think I had 7 songs with features on it. I think almost half of the project, if not half of the project, might have been 8. It was either 7 or 8 songs actually had a feature. A lot of people ask me this. I had this conversation yesterday with some students, the ones that was listening to the music, these 2 young ladies. And they was like, do all your songs have features on them? No. I actually put my producers as a feature, or I put them as an additional private artist.
I did see
Just
that.
like it says Future and Metro Boomin, it says Lil Derik and Skip the Kid, Lil Derik and Cali Beats, Lil Derik and Master League, Lil Derik and Dope Shine. Like, I wanna give them that same type of shine, and you know they got artist pages too. So now this music lives on their artist page, which helps me and helps them, because people might go to their page and be looking at beats and see, oh, he produced this song. Let me listen to this. They may see my page and see them and not want to go hear what else they have. Oh, he made this beat. Let me go to his page and see what else he got on his page. So, you know, that's just the working and mutual, again, to double back to my producers as well. That's the relationship that I have with them, that I do want to put them in a position to win as well. I want to put them, you know, if I can help people find them and buy beats from them and want to work with them, I did my job as an artist as well.
Yeah.
And if they can put people on to me, they did their job as a producer as well. So
that's dope, man. I love that. I love that you did that, because I noticed that. And not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people give the recognition and the credibility that is needed for production.
Oh, man.
And a lot of people just sleep on producers. You know, a lot of people just focus their attention on the main artists or even feature artists as well, and kind of just let producers go under the rug. So I'm glad that you put that out there. There is one question in particular that I want to ask, because obviously you're very passionate about this album. I've seen it. A lot of Truly Gifted has seen it, and you know, your reception, obviously we talked about it, is high and it's rising still to this day. What song really sticks out the most to you, or has grown on you the most? And you look back on it and you're like, man, I really did my thing, or we really did our thing on that song.
It's tough to choose one always, but if I had to choose one, the first one that came to my mind is Resurgence. I think even doing that song at Lyrical Therapy the first time I was there last year, the reception I received, the message that's in that song, I feel like it's the most important song on that album to me personally, because I also was able to put a mirror up to myself.
Would you say that's your deepest cut on the album? Because I know Red Wine is deep as well.
Probably is too.
Keep trying.
It's probably the deepest. It's a lot of things on Keep Trying. I mean, we can dive into Keep Trying if you want to. I don't mind talking about that situation, and especially my second verse, because I know some people that know me personally know exactly who that second verse is about, and they can vouch everything that I said on that motherfucker was facts. You know what I'm saying? The first verse is loose, kind of about, you know, multiple experiences, but that second verse, for sure, once I kind of knew that where I was going with this song, I dug in deep on that second verse. But I think Resurgence is just the most important song for me, because, you know, making a resurgence is like kind of like going back to your roots. You know what I'm saying? Getting back to what the fuck I started doing this for. And
that's the outro.
Yeah. I do feel like I got away from what I was making music for initially, and I was running from the conscious label. I think we talked about that a little bit.
I think so.
I was running from that conscious label.
You didn't want to be put in that box.
I didn't want to be put in that box. You know what I'm saying? So I was running from that label, and I had that epiphany last year, you know, that like I can't run from that, because I'm always gonna be that. And it's crazy, my boy 96, as we was talking about it some more recently while we was talking about the album, like he said he felt like you, like that's just what you are, like regardless of what type of beat it is, like you talking self-awareness shit, you know what I'm saying? Like being conscious is to know, you know what I'm saying, and be aware.
Yep.
Like, you know, we got two different conscious with how you spell it and everything, and two different meanings, but conscious is being aware at the end of the day. And I'm aware of everything that's going on in the world. I'm aware of my surroundings. I'm aware of who I am, where I come from. So those are the messages that's going to be in my song. So obviously I'm going to be looked at as rapping consciously. You know what I'm saying? So it's a label that I never properly ran from. And I feel like once people put me in that box, they put me in that box anyways. So the people I was looking to show, oh, I can be diverse, I can do this, I can do that, they didn't come listen to me anyways. And also, I feel like at a certain standpoint, you know, I was, like I said, when I started making music, felt like that was my purpose. Show the youth no matter what, their life can never be worthless. And lately I've been doing all of them a disservice. Got to get back to the basics. It's time to make a resurgence. Like, that was me putting that mirror to myself and say, like, I know what I started doing this for. I started doing this to inspire the next generation the same way that the Coles and the Kendricks inspire me, and the Nas's and the Jay-Z's and the Eminem's and the Kanye's. You know what I'm saying? And like, while I love all styles of rap, those were the artists that people would probably label as a conscious rapper are the ones that inspired me the most. And I did them a disservice, and I did the kids that listen to my music and the kids that, you know what I'm saying, are coming up a disservice by trying to run from that label instead of being who I am and being it completely proudly. You know what I'm saying? And even an album like this, like, a major theme on that album was love. You listen to it. So yeah, a lot of that shit was like love, heartbreak, relationships. That was a major theme of the album. And I feel like kids go through that too. So that album wasn't too far from that. And I'm still telling them some real shit at the end of the day. But in general, as far as my music goes, I knew, you know what I'm saying, and where I'm going in the album that is coming next, which I know what my next album is, my next solo album is. But I feel like Resurgence is that perfect, like, I want to set it up to where Resurgence really feels like it leads to that
like
intro
a cliffhanger in
to
a way.
The next, yeah.
Okay.
To where the people that catches it down the line, and you know, I'll probably say more about it once I announce exactly what that project is. I think people will realize, like, okay, yeah, I see how that song leads to this project, a project that people want a lot. If they people that know me, that know, y'all know. Y'all know what project I'm talking about. I'm finally gonna start working on it for real, like heavily working on it. So, you know, I feel like Resurgence definitely is like that one for me. I think another one is My Love, because that's another deep cut. My Love was originally gonna be the outro, but I switched Resurgence and My Love in the place order because I felt like I said, Resurgence leads to what I have coming next.
Dope. I appreciate that, man. And I think rather than trying to label you as just a conscious artist, which, I mean, that's a good label to have, especially in the state of hip hop today. I think you're just keeping it true to hip hop and what hip hop was originally made for. You know, it was made to not only have fun and have a different style of music compared to everything else that we were listening to at the time in the late 70s, 80s, 90s, but at the same time, you have a message behind your music, and that's what makes it so appealing to a lot of people, including me. It's like, I can't listen to music without a message, or that is just trying to sell a song and is surface level on repeat. Like, I can't do that. Your music, along with the Kendricks, along with the Brandon Michael Lewis, and even, you know, the KB, the artist that's rising up right now, and so many more artists out here that are speaking from the heart and that actually have meaning in their music. That's what I'm looking for, and I do appreciate that you bring that to the forefront, especially towards the next generation, with you being a substitute teacher and putting them on to this type of music. And, you know, maybe they don't know it now, but subconsciously they're learning that, okay, this is what hip hop is about. Hip hop is about meaning. It's about having a good message. It's about paving the way for the next generation to make music with meaning that will move people and that will inspire people, not shit that just sounds cool. Because you make it sound good, but also the meaning is what makes it long lasting. That's what makes it have longevity. Because good music that sounds good comes and goes, but actual good music with a message and something that stands for, and timeless. Music that's it's timeless, bro. That's one thing I appreciate. have your kids came up to you with a favorite song at all? Like, was there one song that really stood out to them, or was it just the album as a whole?
So before the album, Hard Work.
Yeah.
Everybody was coming up to me like, it's this one girl, I literally had her in class today, but she knew like all of Hard Work before the album came out.
That's fire.
So like, yeah, I think Hard Work was one of them first ones too, that like when they were first finding my Instagram and everything, that they like went and listened to that song and was like, oh nah, Coach McKinney can rap, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I haven't had anybody come with anything in particular since. So yeah, Hard Work I think is one of the ones. Hard Work and Playoffs, because both of those dropped before the album.
Yes,
those were my two lead singles for real. So
which one was the first single? Was it
Hard Work?
Okay, that's what I thought.
But the very first was Pictures, that came out not last year no more, 2023 though. 2023 Pictures dropped, but nobody knew that Pictures was, you know,
yeah,
a lead single for the. I think I kind of said it back then, but simultaneously I didn't have a release date. I was thinking I was gonna drop it that summer, so I ain't really, you know, I was like, man, people will know eventually, you know what I'm saying? So, but it was just one of those two that I definitely felt like Pictures was made for this album. It always was made for this album, and I wanted to keep it on there and not just put it on the deluxe, because I could have swapped it out with a song. Like, I have several songs, of course, that like was made for this album that didn't make it. So I kind of got a deluxe in the cut.
I was gonna
already.
say deluxe.
I got a deluxe in the cut already. I got like 9 songs that didn't make it already. But honestly, if and when I do a deluxe, you know what I'm saying, I'm definitely like make more songs and just, you know, whatever is the best and I feel like fits the themes of the albums and fit into certain places the best are the ones that's gonna make it. The rest, you know, Lucy's or possibly will go on to the next project.
Yeah. Bad man. Before we go deeper on what the rest of 2025 is looking like, because you got a lot of stuff coming up. You got a feature show this Friday, February 28th. You got your headliner, correct? Right.
It's a hip hop takeover, but for me, it's a headliner.
Yeah, we're gonna treat it that way.
For me, it's a headliner.
We're gonna treat it that way. And then I know you got some features. And we're actually going to be on the song together. I don't want to say too much. I
just got offered another one today, actually.
Okay. Different person, correct?
Yeah, I didn't listen to it yet. It was from KB.
Okay.
It was from KB.
I mean,
I didn't listen to it yet.
You can trust KB.
So I don't know if So, you know, I got offered it,
but
I didn't accept it yet.
Yeah.
I did tell him I was going to listen to it earlier, but I did not take my headphones to work. So I'm gonna listen to it tonight, though.
For sure. And I mean, KB is somebody that you can trust as well.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to be fire.
Yeah,
I got faith in whatever he sent me. I'm pretty sure I'll like it.
For sure. But before we get deeper into the 2025 of Lil Derik, I want to get into the albums that we picked. Of course, like last time. Last time you had Illmatic, which undoubtedly is a classic. Once again, you picked another classic. Good Kid, Mad City, and Kendrick. Shout out to Kendrick for 5 Grammys in one night, which he's done twice before.
Yeah,
but
3 times, dang.
Yeah,
3 times for 3 times of 5 or more, and 20 total.
Insane. He's in 3rd place behind Mr. West and Sean Carter. Yeah. So how what made you pick this album? Was it just off the Grammy wins, or because we were talking about the importance of a message in music, and this is the epitome of a message behind music. This is one of the greatest albums I've ever heard.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those albums that you can always go through and listen front to back, and I don't think you get bored. He takes you on a story through his city that I think most black kids can fucking relate to. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, most kids in general, I think, can relate to a lot of the themes in this album. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of color, but especially inner city kids or kids that grew up in like more urban areas in general.
I didn't relate to like the game banging and all that, but his chase for Shireen, for sure, and just hanging around the homies.
Off the bat, the Shireen, like everybody everybody relates to that one. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody relates to that. But like you said, hanging out with the homies and also having sometimes being around homies that are into things that kind of are a bad influence to you. And sometimes even, you know what I'm saying, they're being still shielding you away from it and being like, nah, man, K-Dot, he not like that. Houston, he not like that. Don't even put him around there. Lil Derik, he not like that. He a good kid. You know what I'm saying? So even though, you might get into some fucked up shit with them, you know what I'm saying? And I think we all were teenagers and doing shit we wasn't supposed to be doing, you know what I'm saying, getting in trouble with our homies, you know what I'm saying. So even if it wasn't necessarily some gang banging or breaking into houses or breaking into a store or whatever, you know what I'm saying, it's so many themes within this album that we all can relate to.
Facts.
So
you got a favorite song?
I think that was that's tough because Shireen is up there. Poetic Justice remix. I mean, not Poetic Justice remix.
Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe.
Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe.
Remix. Yeah, whole spazzed, man.
Fucking Sing About Me. Yeah.
I mean, bro, that's one of his best songs. I think that's one of the greatest songs of all time, honestly. Yeah, incredible, man. It's a song that has definitely made me shed like real tears. You know what I'm saying? So. Trying to think. I will never fade away. I'll never fade away. Maybe Mad City too. I think is up there. Backseat Freestyle. Like I just named the whole fucking album. Shit. The Pretty whole much, album, man. Like, that's what I'm like. But Sing About Me, I think is probably my overall like favorite. The song that I think is like the most well written. I should say. Favorite, maybe Mad City or Backseat Freestyle, maybe. And I think also what I wanted to touch base on was that label of being a conscious rapper. When you think of songs like Poetic Justice and Swimming Pools especially, I think we talked about two Swimming Pools specifically, how it was a hit song and we were all loving that song, we were all rapping to it, but we didn't recognize, especially when it first came out, because I was in 8th grade when that came out. I didn't recognize the darker tone and the darker meaning behind Swimming Pools. How it was, you treat it as a party song, and it had that type of production for you to dance in the club with it, but it had a darker undertone in terms of addiction and where it can lead you. And that you can drown in it as well. And that's what I love Swimming Pools. It's not my favorite song off the album, but now being older and understanding not only the whole concept of the album, but that song in particular, and being able to reflect how I listened to it then and how I listen to it now is so dope to see the progression and not only conscious awareness of it, but just where he's at. And that song was a mix of a party type vibe, but conscious at the same time. So I think like we were even label him as a conscious rapper, but also like he was able to defy that. I mean, if you look at GNX, that's more hit maker type of vibe rather than conscious type of vibe. Yeah, I agree. I think he said it famously too, like how y'all let a conscious rapper go commercial. Yeah, off of Mask Off remix. And he's always said too that he wanted to keep that underground sound at the end of the day. Regardless of what he was doing, he wanted to make sure that he was putting on for the underground. I think he always has done that and always will. You know what I'm saying? No matter how big he gets, no matter how many rappers he beats in a rap beef, during the Super Bowl, none of that is going to stop him from being Kendrick Lamar, which is a conscious underground rapper. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, he really put that on display in GNX. Like, it wasn't as conscious as his other albums, but he really put on for his city, and we got put on to a lot of artists that we've never heard of. The only artist that I heard of that was on GNX besides SZA was probably Roddy. That was about it. There was nobody else on there that I knew at all. So it was dope to hear new voices, especially come out of LA, because I don't feel like LA has been as popping as it used to be. because we can all agree that Atlanta has probably had the hold on the rap scene for quite a few years now. So I don't know how you,
I agree. I think, Kendrick kind of has defied everything that they say that Drake was trying to say that he didn't do or wouldn't do. Mm-hmm. Oh, you only make, the terrible line about making music for the slaves. Completely idiotic.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was horrible.
I need to know who this man. He got too many yes men, and that's what's been said about it for a minute. People, he turned into Kanye, where you got too many yes men around you and people that don't balance you out and say, no, you should not do that. Do not do that. Do not say that. And Kanye kind of seems like he's to the point of not listening to the people that are trying to tell him you shouldn't do that, Kanye. He don't care. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, hey, he put his wife out there naked on the Grammys, so I mean,
he don't care. He don't give a damn.
Yeah, he don't care anymore. But
so yeah, I think that was a big part of him, like putting on people from the West Coast in particular and saying like, I said I don't never put no West Coast artists on shit, which is a damn lie.
Oh yeah. I mean, the Black Hippie records.
Look, they say he don't put no West Coast rappers on. Then they say, we talking about people that's not from his label. I got you.
Yeah, we gotta stop. What? Because
I'm gonna just be real. I came with a rap group initially. You know what I'm saying? I have my own collective.
Yeah, we were talking
separate
about
from
that.
TG. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a TG affiliate, but I'm not in Truly Gifted, you know what I'm saying? So, but I also have homies in music, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if I got a dope feature, if I want a dope feature, I have a ton of artists that I can hit up instead of taking a chance on some random person just because they from St. Louis and they from the south side of St. Louis and I'm from the south side of St. Louis.
Yeah, that's why I love.
It just doesn't make sense when I got somebody like Brandon Michael Lewis I can hit up. I got KB I can hit up. I got my boy LA 2 Times. I got Tazz B. I got my boy SG Sedii. Like, I got my people that I know through Twitter. My homies that I got my wrestling podcast with, Les and Reed Starks. I got, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would I go all my way to say, you know what, I'm going to take a chance on this guy that we don't even make the same type of music and I'm going to just put him on a song of mine. But Kendrick had the idea of making his West Coast themed album. So he said, you know what? I know some people. I know some artists that's hot out here because Kendrick listens. Kendrick listens to music. He loves music. He's a music lover. So he's listening. He's not taking from these guys. He's saying, you know what? Let me put this guy on this song. You know what I'm saying? So I really admired that project. I always admired Good Kid, Mad City. You know, it kind of somewhat inspired Tales of a 90s Baby to an extent.
Yeah.
Though, especially the first half of it where I literally, like, I was thinking about what I wanted to do to kind of like bridge the album together somewhat and not tell like a continuous story like he did, but just to tell a rough story. And, you know, one of the things that came to mind was the voicemails that his mom made. Well, you know, whoever he had playing as his mom and his pops and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
did somebody say Domino's?
So, you know, I went through my phone and I had shit from when I was working at McDonald's. They telling me you ain't come to work yesterday or you coming today.
Damn,
I
man,
got
you worked at
shit
McDonald's?
from student loan. I got shit from Mizzou. I got shit from my grandma talking about some, I was just checking in on you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got shit from my pops talking about, I tried to call you yesterday, tried to call you today. You ain't answer your phone. Call me. So it's like, I just had all these. I didn't ask for these.
Yeah.
This was meant to be part of the art. You know what I'm saying? So now I ain't gonna lie. That's why I'm happy because, you know, it was a point in time I probably didn't even have my voicemail set up. You know what I'm saying? Now I got my stuff set up too, to where it's like, hey, I got a whole lot of voicemails on here that like, hey, you better not. Hey, I had. It's so funny, full circle moment. Mug from Keep Trying, right? is this voicemail right here. I still got the contact saved. I don't really delete contacts and stuff. The contact right here, yeah, that one don't. You ain't gotta say the name. Okay, we could. I don't really care, but.
Yeah, I was trying to reframe.
The 35
I was like,
second one. Yeah, right there. That's through the second verse of Keep Trying is about. We have a long history together, right? I ain't gonna lie. This voicemail is nothing. She butt dialed me, right? It's like fucking the radio in the background. Ooh. Bro, I was wishing, I was praying it was something good that I could use on a song. Do not send me no voicemail, no voice memo, none of that if you don't want it on a song. I'm gonna be real. Homie, homegirl, my lady right now, if you, when you watch this, no, you send me a voice memo, it might end up on the song. You leave me a voicemail, it might end up on the song. Teachers, staff, students, everybody know. If you leave me a voicemail, I will not hesitate to put that motherfucker on my song when I find a song that it fits. And it's all about a song that it fits too, because you know I'll be transparent. Like the ones on Taking Flight, Queens, and Taking Flight, Queens, and I put it on the beginning of the playoffs too. I think on the album version, I think it's on there at least. I'm trying to think about it.
Yeah, playoffs on the album version. It's a remix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that's the whole story. I can tell you exactly what happened with that too,
for sure.
But did we have the sample on there? I mean, the little voice memo skit on there too, because that's another real one. Yeah, we put it on there. Yeah, that I'm so proud of you and like that's a real authentic voice memo that a young lady sent me. Probably 2023, she sent that to me. You know what I'm saying? And like, I just was like, I was looking for stuff for the album, and I'm like, I got that voice memo still. That motherfucker would fit. So I chopped it up into like, well, one of them I chopped into Taking Flight and Playoffs, and then another one I had from her, I took and put on Queens. You know what I'm saying? So it might be 5 years down the line and you might hear yourself on my album. You feel me?
Yeah.
Cause if it's a good one, I'll save it to my files. Like, fuck it. This is useful. Like,
I'm gonna keep that in mind.
This is useful because she literally was bigging me up. Like, I'm proud of you. You doing your thing with this music. And I think that was another important thing with this album is that I have been doing my thing with this shit for a minute. And you know, that's reality of like where I'm at right now. And I think it fit perfectly, like Taking Flight into Playoffs with like, what was the one on Taking Flight in the beginning? Yeah, and she was telling me like, boom, I know it's not like going the way you necessarily wanted to go, but that shit is going up as the song is taking flight. You know what I'm saying?
If you need to connect to the Bluetooth, by all means, let me know.
So I guess we can right quick, just so they can hear these two in particular and just how I made it. I feel like they fit the album and the songs perfectly. Even though there's some shit from 2 years ago, you know what I'm saying?
It'll be,
I don't got no beef with the young lady. I ain't gonna put her name out there, but I ain't got no beef with her or nothing like that. Like, we on good standings as far as, you know what I'm saying? Like, she a cool ass person. You feel me?
REUPLOAD Pro.
But
REUPLOAD Pro. Also, my bad. My phone was blowing up. And I just found out Jimmy Butler is going to the Warriors.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
For who?
Wiggins, Anderson, and Schroeder.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Did you disconnect yours? Because I don't see it yet.
Yeah, I disconnected.
Okay. Which one is?
REUPLOAD Pro.
Yeah, that mug not popping up. Hold on. Let me turn my Bluetooth off and turn it on. Yeah, Mike got it.
There you go. Yep. There you go. You should be good now.
Yep.
There you go.
All right, boom. So y'all can hear these.
I know it's not like, you know, going up like how you want it, but that shit is going up, and I'm so super duper proud of you.
If you think you're lonely now, waiting till tonight.
I fuck with this one. It's so heavy too.
Yeah, this is another one of my favorites. I ain't gonna lie. This might be my favorite, to be honest. Like, this might be my favorite hook I made.
Yeah, soul samples and your voice it's letting you breathe right now.
Shout out my boy Rillo, man. He did his thing. And Dope Shine mixed the whole project for me for the most part, besides like a couple that Brandon and Blue helped mix. You know what I'm saying? So
Ain't need no lighter to see
playoffs.
The music. I'm so proud of you and all the hard work you've been doing, like putting into that shit gonna pay off. That shit gonna, like, I know motherfuckers, like you said, motherfuckers seeing you, they noticing you, so.
This is the playoffs, this ain't for practice. You want that ring, let me see you clapping. I want the cars and you want the fashion. I'm with the stars, no plans on crashing.
And so I feel like both of those just fit the songs perfectly. Like playoffs is kind of like, I feel like, you know, an inspirational song at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's still saying like, this shit not for practice. Like this shit.
Yeah, it's time to lock in.
Shit, I'm locked in, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what she was telling me like at the beginning of that song, like you going up, you know what I'm saying? Like same thing on Taking Flight. Like you going up right now. Like I'm proud of you, like for real with that shit. Like, so I felt like they fit perfectly, and it's just, you know, hey, if you don't want to be on Make My Mixtape, Make My Album, don't send me no voice memo or no motherfucking no voicemail, man. I'm telling you, I will
for sure keep that in mind.
I will put you on my album. I don't care if it's 5-6 years from now. You bet not, because I'm telling you, Shorty a hothead. The one I was saying from Keep Trying, I ain't gonna lie. I was praying she was spazzing on me because I ain't answer the phone. I'm telling you, when I went to listen to the voicemail, I was like, I hope she cussing me out, boy. It's gonna make a good one. It's gonna go good on my album if she cussing me out. I don't care, but it wasn't none of that. It was an accident. You know, everything happened for a reason, so I wasn't tripping. But I was like, boy, she better hope that she ain't spaz on me, because she gonna be on my album if she did. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I do want to ask about that support system and linking that to the concept of love that you have on your album, whether it be your family, whether it be your shorty. So like, how did that support system really inspire you to have that as one of your main concepts for the album?
That's a good one. I think my love is a perfect example of it, and it's a specific. I wanted to think of the whole bar, but the most important part is, I just had a brain fart on that part too.
Hey, it happens.
Essentially, I wouldn't say the way I grew up was conventional, but my family's love always came without conditions, though. I always say that, like, you know, my family, you know, we love without conditions, you know what I'm saying? Both sides of my families, you know what I'm saying? Even though they might get on my nerves, they get on each other's nerves, you know, families gonna have bickerments and they gonna argue, you know what I'm saying? They gonna argue, they gonna bicker with each other. Sometimes people might have a fight, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, y'all family, y'all love each other without conditions, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I don't love my family because you a millionaire. I don't love my family because you got nice shoes. I don't love my family because you can give me a ride somewhere or something, or you can do something for me. I love you because you're my family. So there's no conditions to that. And I think that allows me to have those type of friendships as well. That, like, if I mess with you genuinely as a person, it's nothing that I won't do for you, if I'm able to, at least. I'm not able to do everything because I'm not Superman. I know I'm a superhero, but, you know, sometimes it's only one of me, man. It's only one of me. Right. So I can't do everything for everybody, especially at certain things that I would love to be able to do for people. If I was in more of that position to do so, I would do it without hesitation. But I think that's definitely probably where part of that theme comes from, is or just the genuine, like, good heart that I do have, and my intentions are always pure because I don't go into things. Another thing on my love, I said I don't want to build relationships that's transactional. I don't count the favors. I don't count what I've done for a person. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna let you misuse and abuse me. You know what I'm saying? By no means, but I'm not a transactional person. I'm not she spent this much money on me, and so I'm gonna mess with her because of that. Like, or this person, this my homie, and he do this for me, he do that for me, so that's my homie now. That's like my friendships, my relationships aren't built off of the transactions. It's built off of love. It's built off of being there for each other and caring for each other.
Authenticity.
Exactly. So that definitely leads to an album of me. And again, I wanted to be vulnerable with this project. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of person that I am. So I do feel like that it shows through this album that you know, that was my big thing with this, was like having a vulnerable pen and being able to be myself and talk about my feelings, talk about things that I've been through, talk about things that I've done, whether it's things that I'm proud of or not proud of. I feel like I got to have a lot of those conversations on the songs that I made. So I think all of those things lead into it. And I got to, again, shout out the love that I receive from my fan base and my supporters. You know what I'm saying? That allows me to continue to have this heart of love instead of being just ice cold towards people or things like that, because I can never say I don't receive a lot of love. I'd never be a bitter artist.
Yeah, you always out for revenge.
I see a lot of oh my God. I be so sick of it on Twitter. I'm gonna be real with you. I see a lot of artists on Twitter in particular that are bitter. And some of them, you know, I somewhat may have interactions with, and some of them I may try to encourage. You know what I'm saying? Others, I just look at them in somewhat disgust. I'm gonna be real, because
that's why I couldn't get
like
behind emo
if you
rap.
Focused, but in general, I feel like if you focus on the positive and you focus on the people that are messing with you instead of worrying about the people that aren't messing with you as an artist, you'll be in a better position.
It's going to reflect in your art too.
It's going to reflect in your art. You'll have a better spirit about yourself. So now again, and back to transactional, right? I support people. If I like what you drop as an underground artist, I'm gonna share your shit. You don't gotta go share my album though. I'm not doing it for a transaction. I'm doing it because I'm genuinely showing you love, like we said, being genuine. Same with, and you know, you got these certain artists that are really, really bitter on, oh, I don't know how this person gets this many streams. I don't know why everybody likes this person. I don't know this. I don't know that. Yeah, you just don't know, because also you're not putting in the work on the things that you need to work on, because you're worried about XYZ artists instead of yourself.
And that really shows with you putting that love out there for your producers even. Like you said, you put your producers as feature artists as well. And that's love. Like I said earlier, not everybody does that. But you're taking the time to do that and making sure they get the credit that they deserve. That's love. That's unconditional. I'm sure they didn't even ask for that. Yeah. Because certain producers know sometimes you don't ask for that. Sometimes it's just like, I'm grateful to be on the song.
Most of my producers that I work with, they know they don't have to ask, because we already have established that. Like, that's one of the things I'm telling them. Like, I'm putting you on the track too. Like, even if I can't put you as an additional primary artist and I have to put you as a featured artist, I want people to know you made this beat.
And that inspires them.
I want this to show on your page too. Yeah. And it makes them want to work with me. And even beyond Twitter, because I've been seeing it for years, even with some of my own homies, you know what I'm saying, that kind of be a little bitter or just so ready to give into that, they don't support nobody that ain't popular, talent don't matter, they only support people that's popular crap. And that's the biggest lie that we tell ourselves as artists. Yeah. I think that's a cop-out. Whether I know you from the internet or I know you personally, especially if you in St. Louis, if you say that shit to me, I'm going to tell you that you lying. I'm going to tell you that you lying. For now on, I'm going to even start, even people because it's some certain people that I'll just hold my tongue with, because they say if you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say none at all. I'm going to tell you a motherfucking lie, because that's the furthest thing from the truth. Talent does matter. but you also have to be outside. You have to be approachable. You have to show love to get love. And you don't show love to people. That's why they don't show love to you. That's the biggest thing that I feel like I did this year. I went out, I supported people. I'll go to, if the homie got a show, I'm going to do my best to be at the homie show. I ain't got to be performing. I'm trying to support the homie. If I can't make the homie show and they selling tickets and I know they need to sell a certain amount of tickets, I'm going to buy a ticket or two because I don't require that from that same person. But I know that if I put that energy out there into the world, it always comes back to me. So why wouldn't I continue to be this good, positive minded person? You know what I'm saying? I've always been an optimist. I've never been pessimistic. I always look at things as this glass is definitely half full right now. It's not half empty. It's not a quarter empty, whatever we want to say. It is full. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't, I can't stand a pessimistic artist that's always looking for something to be wrong or looking for the world to be against them. There's so many people in St. Louis that feel like, oh, the same people get all the same opportunities, same on the internet, people, all the same blogs. They're always writing about this guy and that guy. What are they doing that you're not doing?
Are you working hard on top of that? Are you working hard and are you outside? Are you outside making a name for yourself? Yeah. Really. And focusing on yourself. Because when I did that last year and I focused on myself, I got so many opportunities last year and this year already off of things that I did last year in St. Louis. And I'll be real, last year was my first year really like getting outside in St. Louis. And, Indeed. And taking that chance to, and taking the strides that I needed to get my fan base bigger in St. Louis. Like, of course, I had people that messed with me in St. Louis, but I didn't have nearly as many as I do now. Not nearly as many people knew me last year, this time last year alone. And I had just did a really, my first show at Create Place. I did that right around the corner at Create Place. Man,
my
shout
first
out to
show
Create Place, man.
Was it was like January 17th, I think, or 18th one. You know what I'm saying? And
you know, they're having
that was the start.
My bad.
No, you good.
They were having I was just gonna put this out there. They have a networking brunch going on this Saturday. I was probably gonna go. Man, I got a coach. on me. We still gotta touch on that. I got so many things I need to do this weekend. I'm telling you, this week is crazy, jam packed for me, and it got even more busy for me out of nowhere yesterday. So it is what it is, though. I literally was having a conversation with God about it on Monday. I said, God, don't take nothing off my plate. I can handle this. And you know what God said on Tuesday? Bet I got some more for you, son. You can handle it. Literally. And then the next thing I know, I got more on my plate. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not complaining. No, I'm not complaining. I'm embracing it. I do enjoy being busy. I enjoy having something to do every day, you know what I'm saying, and not just having time to sit on my ass, you know what I'm saying. I enjoy resting, so when I get home, I'm going to sleep. Oh yeah, but I'm going to sleep, especially because me and my girl, we went to a concert last night, so I ain't get that much sleep last night. I was at work ready to go to sleep. Who y'all see? No Cap, who I'm not a real big fan of him, but she is, you know what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying, especially a lot of his older stuff, she loves. So she, you know, was like, yeah, she wants to go, so. But if I wanted to go too, so yeah. That's dope. There's one thing I do want to attest to when it comes to like really surrounding yourself and with a good support system, but also expanding upon your talent with hard work and putting in the time. I've had a vision for movies, for what I want Minus Mine to be beyond the podcast, because this was just something that is accessible to me. Right now, me and my roommate, we bought this together and it was accessible. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start a podcast because I need to learn to be a better speaker. And also I need to communicate with the community around me, because that's something I've always been kind of like a indoor type of person. I never really went out that much and everything, kind of introverted. And I recognized that, like you said, asking for seconds, asking God to take nothing from your plate. Abundance is a buffet if you're willing to eat from it. Oh, yeah. And I recognize that if I continue to put myself outside and connect with people, like you with TG, Story Stitcher, so on and so forth, you're going to realize the buffet of abundance and prosperity that's right in front of you.
Right in your face.
And you got to deal with the stuff that you have right now. If you can deal with the things that you have right now, the equipment, the time, the energy, and so on and so forth in front of you in the present moment, I promise you it's going to expand. You just have to take advantage of it in the best way possible and become obsessed with that work and actually fall in love with that work. And I feel like we get too head high on where we want to be, to the point where we become detached from the present moment and not really be happy with the results that we already put in, because the present moment isn't that final end goal. And honestly, as an artist, like, you can have an end goal, and once you get to that end goal, if you truly love your art, you're going to be too obsessed to the point where it's like, okay, I reached my goal, but this ain't enough. I need
By the
to
time
keep going.
you reach that goal, you should have another one.
Yeah, you should have like 5.
You should have more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I'm a big wrestling fan, of course. So I saw CM Punk say he would have had, I don't even want to talk about the Royal Rumble. That's all I'm going to say about it.
I was going to say, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it or not.
Let's not talk about the Royal Rumble. I ain't got nothing nice to say about it. But except for Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn, and Cody Rhodes versus KO and in the tag team match. I got some nice things to say about those matches. I don't got nothing nice to say about the Royal Rumble. But CM Punk said that he would have had John Cena win, and one of the things for him right now is while he wants to achieve certain things that he wants to achieve, like winning the Royal Rumble, like main eventing WrestleMania, he is somewhat scared of achieving all the things that he used to dream about, because then it's like,
John Cena or CM Punk?
CM Punk. What do I do next? You know what I'm saying? And that's, of course, is a little different as a wrestler. I feel like there are like big set things that every wrestler wants to achieve. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're in WWE. As a music artist, we all got our own. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to win a Grammy. Some people don't. Some people want to headline Lollapalooza. Some people want to headline what's the smoke one? I'm trying to think. I'm going
Coachella?
No, not Coachella, but Coachella. Some people want to headline it's the one that Rolling Loud.
Yeah,
Some people want to headline
okay.
Rolling Loud. Some people want to be able to tour overseas. Some people just want to be able to feed their family with it. So we all have our own visions of success, but as an artist, if you are setting these like major goals, like, I feel like you should always be setting them constantly.
For sure. I definitely agree with that. And honestly, the sky's the limit as long as you're willing to put in that work. I never would imagine myself getting nominated for an award for Mine Is Mine. Like, I put my nomination in as a joke. And now I'm officially nominated and I have a chance to win an award. I'm not even 20 episodes in. This is actually episode 19.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. And it just makes you think of how valuable these goals are and working hard towards it, and also knowing that you have the talent to do so. It's like, even though I've been an introvert for the majority of my life, I have a way with words. I can speak to people. I can connect with people very, very well. I mean, if that wasn't the case, we wouldn't be doing a part 2, let alone a part 1. So I'm glad that I fully recognize my talent, and that this year is continue to expand upon that, whether if it's getting all that equipment, whether if it's connecting more with the city that I lived in, because I tried to get away from the city for a long period of time until I actually got out, and God brought my ass right back to where I started and said, you need to respect your roots. And now that I'm starting to respect my roots, so many doors and so much abundance has opened up to me that I never thought was here. And
Same for me.
yeah, and you just have to open your eyes and widen your perspective more, and also understand like what you're capable of, because as much as you want this thing, there's many other people that want that as well, and they will work with you. Yeah, and they will work with you, and it just goes down to the word obsession. And you name drop Kobe, and talking about the CM Punk situation as well, is like how you wouldn't know what to do with all that success or after that success. It reminds me of when Kobe retired, and how he was telling the story how everybody came up to him and was like, oh, okay, it's gonna be all right. You just got to do this. You got to go to therapy. When you first retire, you may go through like a little depression type of stint. And he was like, man, what? He's like, I already got the next 5-10 years planned out. I know exactly what I want to do because my world does not stop at basketball. And he won an Oscar for children's books and stories, and
because he had that same type of dedication,
that
obsession.
mama mentality.
That same obsession
Yeah.
with his craft carried over into whatever he did. And that, it's the same way for me. As you know, I got a wrestling podcast. So like, if I achieved everything that I ever dreamt of in music, I still got my wrestling podcast. I still got this. I still got that. I still
trying
stream,
to do a tag
you know what I'm saying? I'm still want to do a tag team with my uncle.
Yeah.
I'm a basketball coach now. It's just so many things that like I'll never get tired. But also, to double back to what you said about just putting yourself out there is the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? I have a very similar story about, you know, going to college, doing all my acting stuff out of town and then out of town and out of town. God brought me back. I still kind of wasted a year or two before I really said, you know what? Let's focus on St. Louis. Let's focus on my own city instead of having that, I'm gonna pop somewhere else before I pop in St. Louis.
I mean, I thought it was gonna be New York.
Most creatives have that idea. I'm gonna pop somewhere else, whether that's an actor, a model, a singer, a rapper, even athletes. Sometimes be like, I gotta get out of St. Louis, man. It's not enough opportunities here. That happens, you know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate because we do have such a beautiful city. We have a beautiful city. There's really a lot going on in this city. There are a lot of talented people. It's a lot of money.
Yes.
Out here. And we all can get it. But we got to put ourselves out there and go get it instead of looking at everybody else like, this person is holding me back because they're always getting all these opportunities. Well, they're outside. They outside with it. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, for me as well, since I've been outside with it, so much abundance has come my way. Many doors have opened, and now I'm getting requested to do things like headline lyrical therapy this Friday at Herb Arts. You know what I'm saying? So
facts.
I don't get the opportunity if I didn't get outside. Same with the Dark Room show.
I had to give you that.
February 28th.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's one thing I realized too with 2025, that this is going to be a big year, not only for TG, for me personally, for you personally, KZ Smooth, and whoever else. This is a year for the city. And with all this artistry coming together and me recognizing that, and also knowing like how interconnected it is, it's like we all respect one another.
Yep.
But above all, we respect the city, and we want to give St. Louis the flowers that it actually deserves. Because, yeah, we got Sexy Red and we got Smino out, but it's like we don't have the volume of artistry compared to like a New York or Atlanta, LA, even
Chicago.
Yeah, and we have the talent for that. We have the personnel for that. It's just, can we get to that point of recognition and put back on the map?
Yeah, can we build the platforms?
Yeah.
And we have the platforms here. We just have to build the platforms up.
Yeah.
We have the dark room, as far as St. Louis goes, is very, very important.
It was my first time when I think it was a week and a half ago. Yeah, Say. That was my first time in there. And I'm like, bro, this is a beautiful space.
Beautiful space. I got a whole. We can get into it just a little bit. I never had a conversation with the people that run it really, but I know that they don't typically book hip hop acts, which is a big thing for what we're doing on February 28th, which makes this performance that much more important.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's dope.
I and the 3 other artists on this show do have the opportunity to possibly open up the door for more hip hop acts that don't have a major name. Like I know Murphy Lee did a show there. T Dubbo had a residency. Shout out T Dubbo and Murphy Lee, St. Louis legends.
St. Louis legends always.
But you know, besides them, it's not too many hip hop artists who, you know what I'm saying, have had the opportunity to have a residency, or, you know, this is a hip hop takeover. Like, it's for hip hop artists. A lot of times when they have a rapper on there, it's a singer headlining, the rappers open up for the singer, and then it's another singer on there. It's like one rapper and 2 or 3 R&B artists.
Okay, that title makes more sense to me now that you got that reference.
This is a hip hop takeover.
Dope.
I'm treating it like a headliner. You know what I'm saying? I may not be the only name on the bill, but I'm going out there to set the tone for hip hop in St. Louis, and to set the tone for what hip hop should look like in the dark room in St. Louis. I'm trying to open up the doors for the Brandon Michael Lewis's, the KB, the artist, you know, KB, several other artists that I enjoy. KV, the writer, shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
You know what I'm saying?
For real.
She's dope as hell.
She did Road Fest too.
My boy Trez, Montrez, you already know, like it's a lot of artists that I think would fit well in that venue and would do an amazing job, that, you know, haven't gotten a chance to like headline or do a residency or are constantly booked in that venue. You know what I'm saying? Because I do know some R&B singers who they deserve it. It's no knock to them, but they in the dark room a lot compared to the hip hop artists who, you know, have just as big of a platform, just as much talent, and don't get that opportunity. So I am looking at myself as, and I always felt like I was a chosen one in every aspect of my life. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like I understand the assignment, and I just gotta ace it. That's all I gotta do. And I will do something that this is bigger than me. So I ain't got no choice but to ace it.
Yes, sir.
If I wanna do what I wanna do and have the opportunity to, this is an opportunity for me to leave my impact on hip hop in St. Louis in general. So yeah.
Hey, you knew the assignment when you entered the Dragon. That's all I know. That's all I know.
You know what's so funny about that? I did not. This is not why I named the album that at all, though. Look, I'm listening to my song Love because I'm trying to write down the lyrics for my background singer at the show for the 28th, right? And my end of my second verse is Bruce Lee, how I'm chopping the beats, and I Bruce Lee kick any nigga that say they won't beef into the Dragon, and you'll see a whole different side of me. And then if you do listen to Into the Dragon, I feel like you see a whole different side of me than most people have seen, as far as how vulnerable I was throughout that album, and just talking about true story on every fucking song. You feel me? Like, it's no sugarcoating my rhymes on any of those songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When You Call is a very, very personal song. Each one of those verses has complete. Is about each verse is about a different relationship, but all of that shit is true and, you know, affects me to this day. These things help make me who I am. You know what I'm saying? So. Same with My Love, same with Keep Trying, like Queens. I was raised by Queens, and they taught me to be a king. Royalty is all in my, like, that shit is this shit real? You know what I'm saying? This shit real. So it was just crazy full circle moment for me to hear that Into the Dragon line that I had back in this 2020. I'm gonna fast forward to it.
So I see that the only a whole different side. I'm chopping these beats and I'm back on repeat. My back against the wall, see I'm a nigga you can't defeat. Bruce Lee, how I'm chopping these beats and I Bruce Lee kick any nigga that say they won't beef. Into the Dragon and you'll see a whole different side of me. Sometimes I don't wanna be bothered, and other times I wanna be showered with love. Sometimes I don't wanna be bothered, and other times I wanna be showered with love. I've been counting money by the hour, so I see that the only real power is love. I've been counting money by the hour, so I see that the only real power is love. This might be the realest shit I ever wrote. Write my own lyrics, I never.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
That was 2020?
So I wrote it in 2019. Yeah.
Okay.
But it came out in 2020.
Hey. So talk about some
In 2020.
foreshadow. That's so Raven moment right there.
Man, I just realized it yesterday. Like, I love my song "Love," but I didn't even think about it till yesterday. I was like, bro, I straight really said "Into the Dragon,"
Prophesize.
and you will see a whole different side of me. Like, that's crazy.
Only chosen one does that. Excuse me. Only the chosen one does that. So, but before we get into basketball, I do want to touch on that because we didn't get into that in part one. I didn't know if you noticed the correlation towards my album and your album.
I did. I was thinking that a minute ago.
Yeah, and even though that Wu-Tang is a lot more like cutthroat. Their production also, I mean, the title Enter the Wu-Tang, Enter the Dragon. The biggest correlation was their skits from the old samurai type of movies and how that correlates to your project. So honestly, I just wanted to put that correlation out there, how I was getting that vibe. It's like, I don't want to compare you to Wu-Tang or to anybody else, but it's like you're Wu-Tang on an Alchemist type of beat. Like a mixture between Currency, Alchemist, and Wu-Tang a little bit.
Yeah,
but you're you.
I agree. I am definitely a mix of so many greats, if I'm being honest.
But you're Lil Derik.
And I'm still Lil Derik at the end of the day, because I'm ultimately a student of the game. I tell people that all the time. Like, I am not someone who just started rapping out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that I've loved my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna always do, regardless. Like, I was subbing for a class on Monday, and the guy asked me, like, what's your goals in life before he left the class, because I was just covering one period for him. Ironically, we have the same last name, no relation. No. But yeah, he was like, what's your end goal? And I'm like, I mean, first and foremost, I'm a music artist, so I want to be able to make a good living off of my music and be able to take care of me and my family off of my music. You know what I'm saying? I do enjoy working with kids now as well, and being a sub and being a coach. But the music always going to be in the forefront, because this is who I am. You know what I'm saying? So I will always do it, even if, I was saying that when I was really, really heavy into the acting. I still love acting. I want to get back active with it. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really been active the last 2 years, but I know that, well, really the last year for sure, 2024, I didn't do much, professional wise at least. So I know that if I was a Hollywood movie star right now, I would still be rapping, because that's my first love. Music is my first love. So, music and wrestling. they like 1A and 1B.
Yes, sir.
As far as coming first. So
I do want to touch on basketball though. What got you into being a coach, and why basketball specifically?
I did not ask for this.
Yeah, you did. You were telling me about how, is that correlated to how, I believe it was your auntie that got you connected to social?
We talked about that.
We
talked about that. How I did not ask for this. I did not ask for this at all initially. Like, I love basketball, yes, which is what she said. Oh, you love basketball? I thought you would like doing it. I thought you would be interested in being a coach. And I never once have ever said, we talked about, would you be interested in being a substitute teacher? And I said, yeah, I'll try it out. Let's see what's up. Because I'm thinking about the flexibility, you know what I'm saying? And like,
that's what family does. I
enjoy it. And she just signed me up for the coach. Next thing I know, they calling me, asking me, you know what I'm saying? Asking to interview me. I'm like, who the heck? What basketball coach is trying to interview me?
Yeah,
you know
we did talk
like,
about that.
What is going on here? And I got the job, you know what I'm saying, with no coaching experience. I was the assistant coach of the entire program until yesterday. As of yesterday, I am the head coach of the entire program. So my first year of coaching, I went from being assistant coach to ending the season now, being the head coach of 2 basketball teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, everything happens for a reason, and abundance is a buffet if you're willing to eat from it. And this man is eating. That's what I was talking about
when I said, I told God on Monday, don't take nothing off my plate.
Yep.
And on Tuesday, God said,
say less
for you. So it's like, oh man. And it's a crazy situation, but I'm not complaining. Like I said before, I'm not complaining. I enjoy what I do. You know what I'm saying? It has its, stressful moments and moments that, makes it, hard to coach. You know what I'm saying? Somewhat.
Music does the same thing, right?
Yeah.
But you
That's
strive
life
through
in general.
Yeah.
But you push through if it's something that you truly enjoy doing.
Yeah, you got an obsession.
So I am obsessed with it. I love the kids. I want to see them succeed on and off the court. Ultimately, you know what I'm saying, and that's one thing I try to remind them of, about like getting yelled at, because some of them. Be real, this generation sometimes a little soft. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to sports, you're an athlete as well.
I don't think COVID helped with that.
Coaches used to chew us out. Yeah. Coaches get in your face, yell at you. They might they might call you some names. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
If you're not playing up to par or you being soft, you know what I'm saying? And this generation is a little different. And they tablet kids, so most of them don't like grow up outside like we did outside all the time with our friends, riding bikes and doing all of these different things. So, a little, but I understand that too, you know what I'm saying? So I do understand somewhat how to approach them, but, like I said, it definitely has its days where I'm like, man, these kids different. But at the same time, I still have to instill in them that, like, if I'm yelling at you because you made a mistake on the court, don't get in your feelings and get upset and think,
don't hang on to it in life.
It's just basketball. No, hang on to it. Hang on to that feeling of somebody getting on your head when you make a mistake. Hang on to that feeling of somebody getting on your head when you don't follow directions. Because if you do not, and you go out here as an adult,
facts,
one simple mistake can cost you your life.
Indeed.
One simple time of not following directions, whether it's from a police officer, another person, a person can tell you, get the F out my face, and you don't get it out their face and they blow your head off. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So a police officer can tell you do this and you do it the wrong way and they shoot you. This is the reality of the world that we live in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't think that I'm yelling at you just because of basketball. I'm yelling at you because if you make certain small things that you may look at as simple, it was just a small mistake. It was just a small direction that I didn't follow properly. That could cost you your life.
Indeed.
You could forget a play and I'm gonna chastise you. I'm gonna yell at you. I'm gonna tell you that you was wrong. I'm also gonna correct you and encourage you. But I have to instill that into you so you can understand just how important it is in life in general and how drastic it can be if you make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially being black young men. In a lot of aspects, we gotta be perfect. You know what I'm saying? We have to be perfect in certain aspects. We have to do things to the T.
There's a lot of stress that comes with that.
It's a lot of stress that comes with it. So I want y'all to have fun, but I gotta let y'all know that this is beyond basketball. This is life lessons that we teaching y'all out here. At the end of the day, these are life lessons. These are things that you are going to take with you for the rest of your life. So you have the option to either be coachable and understand that it's coming from a place of love, or sports not for you.
Right.
And I do think that sports, again, teaches that discipline
Indeed.
that kids need. I think every kid should play sports for that reason in general.
Yeah.
Man, woman, white, black, Asian, Hispanic, I don't care. Is it a certain level of discipline, teamwork, just certain things that I think you would agree that you got from playing sports as a kid that helps you navigate any work environment. You can probably work with anybody if you can be on a sports team. Because you're going to have a teammate that you probably don't like. But guess
plenty.
Y'all balled out together.
Right.
That might have been the player you played the best with. But as a person, you might not like them, but you put them differences aside because you have to work with people that you don't like. And that teaches you that at a young age. You have to work with people that you don't like.
Yeah. You're going to be put in rooms that you feel so uncomfortable to be in. And you have to navigate through that. Because if you turn around and take the comfort route in life, you are not going to feel as fulfilled at all. You don't feel like you're fulfilling any type of destiny. You're not going to get any reward because you're not putting any type of risk out there in life. That's one thing I learned a couple of years ago, back in like 2020, 2021. It's like, I have to put in risk. And if I'm not, then what are we doing? Exactly. What we doing? And Malachi can attest to this. I moved to Webster Groves my senior year back in 2017. We won state that year. I didn't play, but the coaches are, first of all, Coach Blossom. Shout out to Coach Blossom, Stalkup, Mathis. They were not here to play. And if you quit, like, they'll be like, all right, fine. Like one of our best players almost quit a couple of times because practice was not only testing how good of a basketball player and how good of a listener you are, but also it was testing your gangster. Like literally.
Just being real.
Literally. And if you did one thing wrong, you grab a medicine ball, put it over your head, do a couple laps around the gym. Brutal. We would have, and if the ball goes out of bounds, keep playing. We'll be diving for it. Some people got concussions during practice. And we won state that year. And that's
the type of environment. Oh my God.
Bro.
I'm gonna show the kids this after this. I need them to see that, to understand that, like, the things I have y'all doing, this light. Y'all middle school kids. So I'm somewhat taking it easy on y'all. And again, this Coach Thomas program, like one of the things we did with them heavy for a minute, kid talking about he did 200 push-ups this day, right? Because you miss a layup, 10 push-ups.
Yeah, bro.
You missed 20 layups in layup lines then. If you did 200. Yeah. You gonna be doing a lot of push-ups. You gonna be buff. You gonna switch to football after this.
Yeah, this chest day is insane.
Yeah.
And bro,
but guess what? You ain't gonna be weak.
Exactly.
You ain't gonna be soft.
You gonna learn not to miss a layup.
You gonna get tired of missing layups because your arms gonna be tired. Your arms gonna be tired, boy. Your chest gonna be hurting. Your chest gonna be swole, real swole in a minute.
Bro,
but again, it's the simple things that as a coach we are supposed to get on a player about. And I feel like our generation, it's some kids that would quit.
Oh, and
can't handle it
in a heartbeat.
You know what I'm saying? Being chastised. And like I said, my day and age, I ain't saying it's right. Because again, everybody coach different, right? My coaches cussed.
Oh yeah,
my coaches cussed us out.
Especially when you get to college too, they don't care.
High school and college for sure. Middle school, not so much. Elementary, nah. High school and college, coaches cussing you out.
College for sure. I went to Harris Stowe and I played baseball. And we didn't have any funding from the school. We had to go out and do fundraisers at Six Flags. We had to do certain events. Like worst thing ever. I had to work from 11 to 11 at Six Flags. My manager is 16 years old. I'm in college. And it's brutal, man. It's brutal. And it's Fright Fest too. We had to go out and get it. We would have to do runs from Harris Stowe to Busch Stadium and back. Yeah, that's an easy 6-7 miles. Bro, there was some insane shit that we did at Harris Stowe because the whole season depended upon us, not just for a win or lose, but also, are we going to have the money to travel? Are we going to have money to rent this bus so we can go to Texas or go to Tennessee? Everything depended upon us. My head coach's salary was $3,000 for the year.
That's crazy.
Insane.
For college, that's crazy.
Insane, bro. And man, bro, I can't even tell you the half of it. Like, we would have 8-hour practices, and as a freshman and sophomore, I was only there for my first 2 years of college. We would have 8-hour practice, so we have a regular practice, and then we were inter squad, which is basically a 9-inning game. And then when we get done with that, he was like, freshmen, sophomores, we had an indoor facility over in Kirkwood. He was like, freshmen, sophomores, I'll see you guys at 11 o'clock tonight to do batting practice and also live pitching. We were there from 11 to 1:30 after an 8-hour practice. Bro, if I did not learn discipline from that, I don't know where else you're going to get it from.
That's what it's all about, though. At the end of the day,
bro, I wouldn't trade it.
It's gonna teach you about yourself too. It's gonna make you tougher. It's gonna make you, and in life, of course, I don't mean just be the guy that think they can beat everybody up. That's not the tougher that we talking about. But it's having tough skin, being a person that doesn't give up, that doesn't quit. Because
perseverance. I
know it was days that you wanted to quit.
Oh, so many.
Oh my! I'm tired of running. Too damn bad.
Some days, bro, it would be some days where we ran so much, like a group of us would just be throwing up. Man, it was that bad.
That's conditioning. That's mental toughness.
Yes,
these are the things that we teaching y'all. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm tired of doing this. We've been doing this for a minute. Too damn bad.
I mean, we're a baseball team. We're not a track team. And I wouldn't trade it for the world.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I'm telling you what I'm doing. It's gonna make you better.
Exactly.
That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make you a better person, a better man, a better human, and a better basketball player.
Your music reflects that too.
Last, the basketball comes last. If we being honest, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody ain't going to the league.
No.
Everybody can't even go overseas.
Yeah.
Some of y'all just not. You know what I'm saying? And it's no knock to y'all. Some of y'all may be a coach. It's a lot of different ways you can do things within this sport that you love so much if you truly love it. Because that's the thing too. We're going to test who really love this.
Yeah.
We're going to see who really, really love this by the end of the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be real. I know it's tough because, you know, I'm guessing the idea is for me to take the program over from here, and I will be the head coach next year as well.
Congratulations,
you know what I'm saying? I'm if the offer is there, I'm gonna take it. I don't plan on leaving my kids, especially my 6th graders and 7th graders. You know what I'm saying? But I think, like I said, I just think it's up to us as that generation above them, even if we're not a coach, as mentors, as artists, as creatives, to instill that in them, to understand just how crucial the discipline that you gain from sports, the discipline you gain from being in arts, honestly.
Indeed. People
don't understand how hard it is to like be a dancer and stuff like that, and like take dance classes, like how hard they work you and things like that. People don't understand how much work goes into being a great rapper. You know what I'm saying?
And
to
being
a great writer in general. You know what I'm saying? That takes discipline. That takes persistence. That takes so much out of you. You know what I'm saying?
There's days that you're not gonna want to do it, and you have
gotta be tough. You have to. It's times where you gonna be like, man, maybe I'm not good enough, and you gotta remind yourself that you are. You gotta say, I might not be as good as I want to be, but I'm good enough, because my only competition is myself. Too, at the end of the day, I'm trying to. I'm happy that I had that conversation with my little brother too, because I need to say that to my 6th graders, because they at that age, you know, they young.
Yeah,
their favorite thing is
middle school is a weird time. Their favorite thing is
who the best player on the team. Why y'all worried about who the best player on the team is when, as a team, y'all ain't even won a game yet?
Can we worry about
Y'all ain't
being
win
the
a real
best
game.
team
Can
first?
we worry about being the best team? Can we worry about being the best version of ourselves on a daily basis?
Exactly.
Instead of one game you give me a best version of yourself, and the next game I see the worst version of yourself. Because that's the only person you need to be worried about. And then if I'm being honest with you, y'all all sixth graders. Y'all trash. I told them that at practice today because I'm sick of them bickering with each other. Y'all all trash. Just being real. Y'all scrimmaged the eighth graders because y'all was begging to scrimmage the eighth graders, and they dogged y'all. Y'all could barely get the ball past half court. They bullied y'all the whole game. Y'all all trash. So I shouldn't hear none of y'all calling each other trash. From now on, when I hear that, run. Just run. All y'all, matter of fact. All the sixth graders. If y'all gonna be arguing and bickering, run. Everybody running.
Man, this is bringing back flashbacks.
Everybody running. I just thought about that. I'm not even gonna do it no more. I'm not saying it because I said it twice. I said I was gonna do it 3 times. Nope, the third time, everybody running from now on. Every time I hear all that, who the best, this, that, you trash, you line.
Get on the
Everybody
line.
run. Everybody run. Not my eighth graders though, because y'all a separate team. And the eighth graders don't do that nearly as much. You know what I'm saying? They do have that. But also I do feel like the only difference for them is I think the hierarchy. Everybody knows the hierarchy on the eighth grade team. Whereas the sixth grade team, everybody think that they smelling themselves because they all have so much potential. You know what I'm saying? But for me, there is a hierarchy. They just don't see it yet because they all, they young. They young and foolish.
Right.
You know
They're here to compare first.
And don't understand that. I don't care who is the best player one-on-one. I care who's the best teammate. I care who's the best defender. I care who's the best rebounder. I care who's the best shooters because I have to put y'all in position to do those things instead of y'all want to be in position to handle the ball and do 30 million dribble moves and then break.
Right. We're not going to run ISO with this guy every single play.
I don't want to ISO with none of y'all at all, for real. Y'all
In
trash.
sixth grade?
Y'all sixth graders,
Yeah.
for real. Like, I don't want y'all shooting threes, to be honest. Y'all legs are weak. Y'all legs are noodles, if we being honest. Like, y'all legs are
Still
noodles.
shooting it from their chest.
Majority of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, look, dude, airball 2 threes in a row. I said, why you don't jump when you shoot? Then he hit 3 threes in a row. But why do I gotta keep reminding y'all to jump when y'all shoot? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be getting it. And maybe they think because, somebody like Steph Curry doesn't leave the ground too much. I'm not saying jump like you trying to dunk. But you gotta understand that it's called a jump shot for a reason.
Yeah, indeed.
It's called a jump shot for a reason.
Indeed.
So,
You
like I
can't
said,
be doing the free throw from 3-point.
It's not gonna fall.
Yeah, no.
It might fall once or twice, but it's not gonna fall consistently. And honestly, the best player in the world, the best shooter ever of all time is Steph Curry. And Steph Curry,
Easily.
it's in his high is 40-something% in the season. What you think you doing in middle school?
I think 2016 he got over 50, but 2016 was
From
just
three?
like a...
Nah, it was a 50-40-90 season for him. So he was 50% from the field, 40% from 3, and 90% from free throw.
And still, that's
That was
insane.
it. And that's insane.
Yeah.
You a middle schooler.
That's NBA.
Steph Curry shooting 40% from 3. What you think you gonna shoot if you shooting threes consistently as a middle schooler, as a 6th grader at best? That's like good. 25%, 25% all overall. That's like good for a middle schooler. 30% for a high schooler, college guy. That's like good. That's great. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, if you shoot 4 threes and you make 1 in the game, for me, I'm kind of satisfied with you as a 6th grader. You know what I'm saying? But if you shoot
in middle school,
4,
we go.
if you shoot 3 and they all air balls, I don't want to see you shoot another 3.
Middle school, let's worry about moving the ball, getting open
And
shots,
attacking
and
the
taking.
basket.
Yes.
And that's another
Smarter,
thing why
not
I'm
harder.
happy to be there for them, because I think some of them, they may watch a little bit of basketball. I think they watch more highlights than anything.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you watch just highlights, then yes, the NBA does jack up a lot of threes, but that's not all that you see. I'm gonna be real. It's a different day and age to where, yes, the 12th guy off the bench will get in and pull a transition 3 and not get snatched out the game. That's bad basketball. That's, hey.
Yeah, NBA's in a weird spot.
It's
Watch
in a weird
college,
spot.
though.
they need to watch college. I said that. Y'all need to find a favorite college team and see how they play defense together as a unit.
Because they not getting
and how
paid.
they play offense. Some of them are on the NIL deal now.
Yeah.
It's a different day and age. But
you still really fighting for somebody.
In the NBA, you don't, until the playoffs, you don't see zones. For real.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, people don't run too, and even then,
maybe on like an ESPN highlight game.
The most common one you're gonna see is like a box defense where they trying to like collapse the paint on somebody like Giannis or LeBron. Right. College, you got teams that run a 3-2. You got teams that run a 2-3. You got teams that run a 1-3-1. You got teams that full court press the whole game, just like in high school. That's my sixth graders' problem. They can't get past a full court press for nothing. And y'all worried about who is the best player, and y'all can't get past a full court press. We gonna get y'all together though. Y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna get it together, because I can't. I'm not gonna set y'all up to fail, but I also want y'all to understand this bickering and stuff. Again, you go out here and you argue with the wrong person on the wrong day, you gonna get punched in your face or worse.
Indeed.
Just be honest, because you steady worried about what they doing and you being better than them instead of worrying about being the best version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk trash to everybody. Somebody might be having a bad day, and your own teammate might wild off and crack you. And at practice, I ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't gonna tell that y'all fought. I ain't even gonna tell. If y'all can both still be on the team and be calm about it, I ain't gonna tell. Because you probably deserved it if you was talking stuff to somebody and they told you, man, shut up talking to me, and you shut up talking to them. Hey,
arguments are bound to happen in sports, man.
That's why I'm like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So, but I do want it to be productive arguments.
Yeah.
I want it to be like,
in some way,
oh man, I was wide open. Not, oh man, you suck.
Yeah.
And that's your teammate. You know what I'm saying? You trash, man. You trash. And then that person getting mad because you calling them trash and they did a mistake when like none of y'all are that good. You know what I'm saying? Same with the 8th grade. I can say the same thing to them. Like, all y'all miss layups. So you can't say nothing to him about missing a layup if you miss a layup. If you go a whole game without missing a layup, then sure, you can say that. I want y'all to hold each other accountable, but I also want y'all to be encouraging and not turning each other down or making somebody feel bad or making somebody mad to the point where now y'all arguing and wanting to fight each other. Because that's not productive for the team. You know what I'm saying? But that goes into a work environment. Competition is healthy, but y'all got to learn how to be competitive. Also, it's certain people that probably got to learn to stop taking everything so personal. Stop being so sensitive, because this is going to happen in the game. The other team might talk stuff to you. Certain coaches don't trip off their players talking stuff to people. I'm not going to allow y'all to do that. I do think that's counterproductive, especially at that age. You know what I'm saying? Keep it between the lines. Try not to say too much. If a person saying something to you, cool, okay. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I was the type of player, I'm gonna say something back to you. You know what I'm saying? But if the ref tell you once, had a player that had to sit down a couple plays, I'm like, you lucky you ain't get ejected, because you would have been over here crying. Because you want to play every minute of the game anyways. Mm-hmm. You want to play every minute of the game. You hate to get took out the game. But guess what? You over there chirping with the other team, and we beating them by 20 points. You dogging a dude. You don't got to say nothing to him. You just got an and one. Why would you say anything to him? You just hit an and one. What are you saying anything to him for?
We up by 20. We ain't got to say nothing.
All you had to do was flex and look.
Yeah, just. That's
whatever he's saying is irrelevant. He losing by 20. Of course he talking. Of course he talking. That's all he can do is talk. He can't hoop.
It's just frustration at this point. Hoop. Yeah.
So you can't allow yourself to get into that with that person. You know what I'm saying? Because we winning. You one of the reasons that we winning. And for my 6th graders, they gotta realize you gotta have some tough skin a little bit more. You can't get in your feelings just because your teammate talking stuff, even though again your teammate shouldn't be talking too much stuff to you.
Right.
Because when we get into a game, if that happens from the other team, what you gonna do? You gonna start crying? You gonna fight them and get put out the game? And be a player that like I don't know what happens if you fight in the game. They may say you can't play the rest of the season.
Yeah, one of the most embarrassing things for baseball for me is when you get ejected, you gotta leave the dugout, which means you gotta walk in front of families. The whole team's gonna see that. And I promise you, that's going to be a story that not only our team is going to carry, but the team that you just played, especially if you have to play them later on in the season or in the tournament, they're going to hold that against you.
And they going to tell other people. Because
Yes.
everybody talk. Everybody knows somebody from another school.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be like, hey, number
Especially
14,
when you get into scouting.
Hey, number 14, you can get him out the game. Because if you talk stuff to him, he going to want to fight you.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of fighting on the court. Fighting with your gameplay and letting that do the talking. Y'all too worried about, man, he talking stuff to me. I want to fight him now.
And it's all about putting the team first as well. It's like if you put the team first, you know not to put yourself in trouble, especially everybody's of value on the team. But if you have a lot more value on the team, you're a starter, you're one of the highest scorers,
You my
and you're a
rebounder.
hothead. Yeah.
I'm thinking about my rebounder in particular because he was the one getting upset right now. He the tallest sixth grader that we got. He was the one getting upset today because somebody said something to him. And I'm letting the sixth graders scrimmage while I'm walking over something with the eighth graders. So I go over there and next thing I know, him and dude kind of arguing in the last play. I'm like, man, had to get on the sixth grader's head again. That's why I had to tell them, y'all all trash. Like, not to be funny, I didn't coach this game, but even if, like, as a coach, it's only so much you can do, right? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, them boys got whooped. I would tell you the whole story. I don't care who see it about the boys and who see what about them, because it need to be known they out there worried about that instead of worrying about the fact that on Monday I wasn't coaching the game. I wasn't the head coach. I was the assistant coach. They got whooped by a team who, in my opinion, their best player was a girl. It was a girl playing on a boys' team. She is a twin, apparently. Boom. I think her and her twin was daggone the best players that they had. They was hooping. But a girl, for one, and y'all scored 6 points. That needs to be y'all focus.
Wow.
How can we be better as a team? Scoring 6 points in 36 minutes is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Y'all worried about that. And the crazy thing is we just had lost by 3 points the week before. Had a great game defensively and offensively. Offensive, first it started off slow, but they got it together a little bit at least, right? This game, no. I don't know what they did. I don't know if they needed somebody to smack them and wake them up. I don't know. They was just out there. And again, team pressed us the whole game. They soft, you know what I'm saying? But they kids, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you got to build that mental toughness too, to know after I get one turnover, I can't start getting down on myself and thinking, dang, the game over with. I can't get past them.
Every play, every moment in sports, I mean, it's like this with life, and I'm sure you can attest to it in music. Every moment is a learning moment, and you have to adapt. Because if you continue to do the same thing in sports, especially against a good team, they're gonna catch that and you'll be like, oh, he can only go left, or he does the same move when he gets to this spot.
If I make them pick up the ball, bro, I was so ready to snap as the assistant coach, right? They pick up the ball, they pick up their dribble, and they do this.
Oh, I hate that.
Instead of putting it up here.
Yes, bro.
Because if they reaching up there, it's a foul.
Yeah.
Once you do this,
Swipe.
man, I had a kid do this, bro. He completely gave up on me. I told him today, if you do that in the game on Monday, I'm snatching you out and you might not go back in. This is what he did. He dribbling. No, he didn't get the dribble. He catches the inbound. They jump at him. Boom, 2 people. This is what he did.
Don't do that, bro.
Tucked with the ball. That's a jump ball. All they got to do is put their hand in there. Like, we can't call it. We might not be able to call that timeout quick enough. We also got to preserve timeouts. This is not the NBA. I don't got 6 timeouts a half. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, this is middle school, so a jump ball could be a turnover.
It's just a turnover.
Yeah.
It's no jump balls. It's no jump balls in middle school.
Yeah.
It's a turnover.
You basically just gave him the ball.
You just gave them the ball.
Yeah.
Because instead of thinking, let me try to make a pass, you're not supposed to dribble through a double team, but let me even try to dribble a little bit because I haven't dribbled yet. Let me try to go away from the press just a little bit to make this pass. Or let me wait until my teammate comes to me. You wrap up the ball and ball up. You can't do that.
That's not a triple threat situation.
You can't do that. You cannot wrap the ball up. Stop picking y'all dribble up so quick. I literally told them this a few weeks ago. And again, they kids, so they forget.
Right.
So I literally told them, you see somebody coming to press you, you can turn and shield them away before you pick the dribble up. Make sure you knowing like, hey, I need you to come get this ball, or making sure somebody is set up. So you already should know who you passing it to before you picking your dribble up. Not, I'm picking my dribble up, now I'm trying to look around and they just smack the ball out your hand by now. It is, but I do know we got a somewhat inexperienced team. So again, I'm not trying to
in sixth grade, they coming from elementary school. They coming from elementary,
and a lot of them never play organized basketball before elementary school. But I told them today we got some fifth graders that's coming next year to take y'all spots. I'm gonna be real with you. Like they organized basketball grade.
Oh yeah,
and some of them decent. I've seen them in our school district, and I've talked to them. Yeah, y'all, you come here next year? Okay, bet. That's a bet. Cause I want these they could be seventh graders next year. I want y'all to. I told them today, y'all spots are not guaranteed next year.
As soon as you get to high school, it's fair game.
Every year is though.
You will be a sophomore, and there will be freshmen passing you up. You will still be on JV.
Yes,
and not even starting on JV. There's somebody starting on varsity as a freshman.
Yeah.
You need to hold that close to your heart and be like, damn, I gotta
get better. I gotta listen. Mm-hmm. I gotta be coachable. I gotta work hard. Because if you don't, it's somebody coming for your spot. Mm-hmm. It's a whole bunch of seventh graders. We took 3 seventh graders on the team this year. I would have took a couple more. But it's literally, they're gonna be 8th graders next year. It's a whole bunch of 8th graders that want spots on the main team. It could be some of you 6th graders go up to the main team. Honestly, before I became the head coach, we'll see how it goes from here. But the goal was to have 3 teams next year: a 6th grade team, a 7th grade team, and then an 8th grade team that is like 8th, maybe a couple 7ths, and because we really don't have any 8th graders for real. Mm-hmm. Next year we won't. You know what I'm saying? We technically will have 3 on the team, and their spot's not guaranteed either. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So.
Congrats again, man.
Appreciate you. We have them. We have maybe a couple 7th graders, and it might be a 6th grader or 2 next year that comes in. But guess what? We might get some transfers. So your spot not guaranteed. It might be somebody from another school that transfers. Because I ain't gonna lie, I recruit. I see a player that's good.
We're gonna have to bleep that out. You're not private school. I'm not trying to get you in trouble,
I don't think it's illegal for me to tell you, hey, if you want to come over here and play with us, man, we got a spot for you.
As long as you're not bribing.
I ain't offering you nothing. I ain't offering you a penny. I ain't got nothing for you, bro. I promise you, I can't even promise that you gonna start. I can just tell you though, if you want to hoop,
I can't even hold your number.
Come over here. Come to Brittany Woods. What they say? You want to make some money? Sign the death row.
Oh man, but I appreciate you sharing that, man. If anything, it brought me a lot more memories of when I was an athlete as well, and just like reflecting on the lessons that came with that. And if y'all are watching this and y'all are thinking about putting your kids in sports, or have friends that are debating, or even yourself that wants to get into sports, please do so, man, because there's so many lessons that you can learn, and you never know, bro. You may fall in love, and you never know where that talent may take you, whether if it's on a high school team or trying out for college or just CYC. You never know where it will take you. I made some of my best memories, and as an athlete, man, and I hold that near and dear to my heart. every day, and I will never trade it. Even the harshest moments. And I have regrets. There's shame too sometimes, but I got past that point. I recognized that maybe those lessons weren't meant to take me to the MOB, which was my original vision, but maybe it's to help what I can do with Mine is Mine and grow as a spiritual teacher, grow as a filmmaker, grow as a model and a producer, and soon later on down the line an architect as well. So the lessons that you learn from any type of sport, being an athlete, will be near and dear to your heart throughout your entire life. And don't ever forget that, man. But yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie, it's getting a little late though, because it is past my bedtime.
Yeah.
I didn't know, is there anything else that you wanted to touch on, man? Because I know you got a big 2025 coming up. I know you got some features coming up, some shows. Enter the Dragon is still fresh. I ain't gonna spoil
too much for y'all, or you know, jump the gun on certain things that like aren't necessarily official yet. I'm not gonna spoil anything like the one that you that we are both a part of. I'm not gonna spoil anything for y'all. Just know that last year was my biggest year, and this year already is set up to be bigger and better than last year. Indeed. This year it seems like already is becoming more than I would have even imagined it being already. And we not even 2 months into the year for real. Like, this is the second month. The second month isn't even complete yet. And it's already beyond what I thought this year was going to bring me, if I'm being honest. So expect major things, music videos, podcasts, interviews, Enter the Dragon. All the way. We're gonna be pushing this for the next year. So if you have not heard that album, you need to go check out that album. It is definitely something that I consider, it's early, but I think that this album will be an album of the year considerations for St. Louis and the underground scene in general. And I mean, if you want to compare me to more mainstream artists, I think this is an album that is going to hold toe-to-toe with some of the best artists in the world.
Indeed, man. So this Friday, we got... Where will you be this Friday again?
Lyrical Therapy at Herb Arts, downtown by Crown Candy.
So if you got the time, check them out, man. Check them out. And then the 28th of this month, that is the big headliner. We're treating it as a headliner. Hip Hop Takeover, Dark Room, be there. What time we talking?
Doors at 8, show at 9.
Yes, sir. We need you there. Support Enter the Dragon, stream Enter the Dragon, stream Hard Work, stream Keep Trying, stream Resurgence, and we can keep going down the line. But there's a lot more to come when it comes for 2025 on his end and on my end.
More radio play.
Yes.
More radio play.
Yeah, Keep Trying was on the radio. Good shit, man.
First time ever, man. Yes, shout out my boy D Ferg. Shout out Trail. Shout out the Create Place, man, for giving me that opportunity for real. You know what I'm saying? And trusting the art that me and Ferg made to take such a big stage, because that is the NPR station of St. Louis Public Radio. So dream come true again. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this year is already more than I thought it would be. I was thinking, I need to clean some songs and get some songs on the radio. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't think that it would happen, so quick. Just being honest, So I didn't think it would happen so quick, and that was literally like January 31st. That was the end of my month. Me being on the radio for the very first time. God moves in mysterious ways, man. Hey, and it's just the tip of the iceberg, man. It's just the tip of the iceberg. I get chills thinking about
it's only
it, man.
February.
It's only February, man. And we just getting started. So, like you said, I appreciate you having me again for part 2. I definitely think,
this was a lovely part 2.
As the year goes on, we'll have I still feel like it's a lot of things that we haven't touched on, but let us both develop and continue to accept all the abundance that's coming our way. And part 3, we'll try to lock in sometime later on this year for part 3, maybe towards the end of the year, and just recap everything that has really happened for us.
For sure.
What I'm saying?
I want to see what this upcoming feature in this album looks like. Don't want to spoil too much, but I know you're on it. I'm gonna be all over it as well. So
I'm excited to see what you bring to the table. I love the idea that I've been told, but I haven't heard anything beyond mine. And I haven't heard what you're doing on the one that I'm on as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of the last piece of everything.
And I think that's perfect.
Yeah,
that's how it should be. You got to have all the details first before you put your before you add to the art that is already there.
For sure. And that's why I was telling the artists and making sure that I get a good blueprint because I do play a pivotal role. So I got to make sure that I reach the status of what it means to fill that role. So I'm honored, and I'm honored to be working with you for the first time as well. So, but last but not least, how can we reach you? How can we listen to Enter the Dragon? And how can we get connected with you even further going forward?
Yes, sir. You can reach me at call me, beat me if you want to. Shout out Kill Possible, man. But MTM Lil Derik, MTM LILDERIK on every single social media platform.
Make it easy.
Even if you want to look me up on YouTube, put in MTM Lil Derik, and it's gonna take you straight to my page. If not, you can type in LILDERIK anywhere. Google Lil Derik. It will take you straight to my music. Go on Apple Music, go on Spotify. LILDERIK. You gonna see me with some glasses on, 444 across the forehead with the hoodie I got on. And you'll see Enter the Dragon there. It's my most recent project, so it's not hard to find. If you go to any of my social medias and you click the link in my bio, it will send you to Enter the Dragon. Or you will see the link from the landing page that you click onto. So all of that is everywhere. Like I said, MTM Lil Derik. Lil Derik, it's the name, man. Appreciate you having me on the Mind Is Mine podcast. And I look forward to seeing what both of us are able to accomplish this year.
Indeed, bro. I'm excited. 2025 is a big year for every one of us. It is the outro. Gotta do it special always. 2029, the year of the 9, year of finality, celebration, making way for new beginnings, new foundation to build something new. But if you have anything going on in your life that needs to be put to a close, or any mindset or state of being that you feel no longer serves you, this is the year to drop it. This is the year where we put an end to old karma and make some new karma for ourselves and also the next generation. We talked about the next generation a lot in terms of music, in terms of sports. Be the person to inspire the next generation, and also ensure that, like we said a couple times before on this podcast, that abundance is a buffet that you have to be willing to eat from. And it's endless, man. So the more you recognize yourself, the more you're going to recognize the abundance that's right in front of you. And this is the year to do so, because after this year, I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that a lot of us are going to be in a better place and have rich new soil to grow from. That's going to spring new plants, new ideas, new connections. And it's going to take us long. It's going to take us far. So put trust in yourself, put trust in God, put trust in the art. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your night. Thank you.